our last speaker. I'm aware of the time and I want to get into the Q&A as well. So our last speaker is Volodymyr Bandura. He is the CEO of IDEALPORE. It's a Ukrainian company, and he will be speaking about manufacturing of granulated foam glass, which is a premium material for insulation and fire protection. Mr. Bandura, the floor is yours.
Thank you. You see my screen and you hear me?
I can hear you, and yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers. A very great event, very nice analytics, very nice intro. And it's even interesting that, as you can see, Romina is also Bandura. I don't know if it is on purpose or it's just a coincidence, but this is how it is. First, let me introduce the team. Very experienced. We have a very experienced team. A lot of projects done in real estate, in investment, in development, in architectural design. Andrew Antonenko, by the way, is here. He was the general designer for most of the airports recently reconstructed in Ukraine. And actually coming, to the background, I would like to, let's say, support the presentation from Sergey, the opening presentation, where he presented like great analytics, like showing exactly what was destroyed and how much we need. I would like to just add a number of, like, say, emotional pictures, because he has the latest figures. We also put some figures together, but he has the latest figures. But these are really like unprecedented scale of destruction since World War II, and which shall be rebuilt, because all these cities like Mariupol, like Nikolaev, like Kharkiv, they are built in strategic locations, and actually they serve real economical needs. There are ports, there are transits, there are people who want to live there, so they should be rebuilt. And also it raises another question, which was not discussed, but there is a huge task to recycle all this construction waste. Because you can imagine that in these cities, the cities which were under shelling, half of the city can stay without windows. Even if the building is intact, explosions can destroy windows. So the question is that you need to rebuild these windows, and you also need to recycle this glass. So I just also took a slide like during the presentation from Sergey, just to show one figure, which is very impressive, that we need 3.9 million square meters of glass. When you produce glass, I think everybody who is in this industry, you receive the bulk piece of glass, you need to cut it to turn it into the window of the specific dimension, and you have waste. This would produce unbelievable amount also of waste. Usually it's around 10% of the amount of windows produced. So this is one of the projects which the development of which I managed in my career. And based on this project, I would like to show that I think for all the professionals in the industry, that you have specific requirements, what structures you need to protect with fire protection systems. And basically, this is the key requirement. And also you need to insulate, obviously, the buildings and protect it from acoustic noise. So we developed a technology that we turn wasted glass, mostly from windows, into a premium insulation product, which is foam glass. Foam glass is a very widely used material. It's widely used in European Union, and which opens, this is illustration from one of the competitors in European Union. There are like dozens and dozens of applications, mostly for light concretes, for plasters, warm plasters, and for all kinds of boards for acoustic protection, for fire protection. So there is a big market for this, and we believe that we can be highly competitive in the European market for two reasons. We have a lot of raw materials which we can source cheap. Even before the war, the amount of recycled glass was very, very low, one of the lowest in Europe, and now it will be even lower. And also we have, as much of the heavy industry was destroyed, we have proficient of electricity, and we can source cheap electricity, cheaper probably than anywhere in Europe. So this, again, the photo of one of the products we developed. These are panels consisting of granulated foam glass with a special high temperature resistant cement, which look beautiful, can be even as a finishing material. And they can provide fire protection from like all kinds of settings requirements. We tested it against European competitors, and we got similar or better results as for fire protection, let's say, quality. So Andrew Antonenko, again, who is my partner, he is here, developed already a beautiful concept, which we can quickly turn into project. And we own this technology, we developed this technology, we can scale it flexibly, so we can balance the investment. And some of the presenters, they mentioned that they had difficulties to find the land plot. We already have the land plots, very strategically positioned to develop these production capacities. And it makes sense not to build a big factory only in one location, but to build smaller modular, let's say, factories in the places where we have raw materials and in the places where we have high concentration of construction works, so that we can have the immediate, let's say, sales market. And of course, certainly we need to organize the sales of to European Union. So we have, as this is a very profitable business, because we turn basically waste into premium and pretty expensive product. So by our calculation, we can achieve very fast returns on this project, like under 4 or 5 years from the time when we start construction. So we also are deep in research and development. We know how to analyze research data, patent data from the leaders of the industry, and how to develop original products. And that's why we can develop the lineup of the products as the business develops. Globally, the fire protection market, the insulation market, they are growing. And of course, in Ukraine, you will need huge capacity. Historically, for example, fire protection products were mostly imported. And due to disruption of logistic chains, to all the challenges, the market is opened for business. And we certainly would like to, with a strong partner, to take this market for the years to come for this reconstruction. So thank you. And looking forward to contacts.
Thank you, Mr. Bandura.